Hi, my friends. Welcome. This is Diane from Boho Stamper, and it is a lovely day here, and you can tell that by all of the tractor sounds and cutting grass in the background, and I apologize for that, but we're going to enjoy this nice weather while we have it. If you saw my quick preview on, what was that, Thursday night, that I was testing our internet to see if I was going to be able to do a live, and I was getting ready for a Friday sale. I apologize for that. I was going to do a pop-up sale on Friday and also introduce the Sweet Songbirds set, but we lost my mother-in-law Friday, and so I had other priorities and didn't get to do that video. Again, I am sorry, and I will have this today for you instead. So again, I'm Diane at bohostamper.com. This is my April shopping code. And if you use this shopping code when you are shopping with me and spend $50 or more in product, I'm thanking you during the month of April with a package of glue dots. Many glue dots. And when you spend $100 or more, I'm going to send you those glue dots and the silicone mat, which I used a little bit here today, so I have glue all over it. Yep. Alrighty. So let me get this stuff out of the way. Make sure I said that right. $50 glue dots, $100 glue dots, and the silicone mat. Yes, yes, yes. So I got my pre-order, and of course, you know, all the things that I had on my wish list were not on our allotted items for our pre-order. So I only got a couple of things right now, and I didn't get all the bling and stuff because right now I'd really like to concentrate on getting some of the new stamp sets as they are available, and I can't order the ones that I want until the same as you, my customers and my viewers, can order them beginning May 3rd out of the new catalog. But what I did get in my pre-order was the Sweet Songbirds, and this is a stamp set and a coordinating punch. And isn't he adorable? I like it. And the other thing I got in my pre-order was, oh, I forgot to put them up here, was the Suite of Nature's Prince. And actually, I thought this was going to be the very first one that I went to, and when I saw that little bird, I just started playing with it. And so that's the card we're doing first. But Nature's Prince, we have pretty stamps, some coordinating dies, and I have the Fern 3D embossing folder. This will be fun. And there is coordinating designer series paper with this. Sun Prince DSP. Beautiful paper, and I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time going through these because there are probably a million demonstrators out there who have gone through all of this already, and I want to concentrate today on getting this card done, which I've been trying to do for a couple days with you. And I'm trying to keep the new items in one location so that we can use those each week. And oh yeah, the other thing I got was, and this is something that you may be very interested in looking at out of your new catalog, it's the Fabulous Frames dies. And I did play with them a little bit because, you know, sometimes you're just not sure how things are going to cut. So for example, when I cut this frame out, it cut the frame, and then it cut the interior, and maybe I used that piece already, I don't know. I have stuff everywhere. I'm also trying to get my customers in color samples ready to send out, and I have stacks of stuff sitting over here. So anyways, this does die cut the inside, and it cuts you a frame here with the stitching and some embossing along the outer edge, and it's really a very pretty frame. Today's card, I'm going to use the one with the skull up top. This also cuts the frame out, and then it cuts the center rectangle out, as I'm sure the oval will do. Now that I've had a chance to play with this and figure out how it works. So we're going to get started right off the bat with, oh, I have to get a new sheet. I was using my cardstock to punch my flowers out for my color samples. And this will be one of the new in colors, Tahitian Tide. And I'm cutting that down the center at 5.5, and I'm going to score this at 4 1/4. And there's our card base, 4 1/4 by 5.5. I also used a piece of, because now that this is my new favorite thing to do, except I did have a little bit of trouble getting it onto my card base straight. And where did I put it? Oh, come here, my linen. Where's my little linen? Is that it? Nope. And I'm going to have to get more of this now that I've fallen in love with it again, because there are only a couple of sheets of that linen paper in the package. And no, I didn't use it all yet. Close. There it is. And I'm pretty sure I did 4 by 5 1/4 on this. Let me see. Yes. Excuse me. So this is the linen specialty paper. This actually is kind of a cloth paper. And I need 4 by 5 1/4. I'm not kidding. I have markers and pens and Stampin' blends and paper and punches. There's so much stuff out here right now. Oh, good Lord. Okay. So let's take our linen paper, and if you saw my video that we did this in before, this is when I fell in love with splattering the linen with one of the markers, and then I spritzed with a little bit of water just to let the marker bleed into the paper. Oh, sorry, hit you in the head. Didn't take long today, did it? Did I put that pen? I did. And the Tahitian Tide blue coordinates really nice with Pacific Point. And I don't have any markers in the new in color, so I'm going to use my Pacific Point. Take the brush end and flick some of the ink from the inside of the cap across the back of my, across my linen specialty paper. Might have overdone that a little bit. I'm not sure. We'll find out. And then I just took some water in a little spritzer, gave it a spritz, and let the ink bleed into the linen. I really do like the effect that this has, but I was a big Brush-O fan, so, or pigment sprinkles, whatever you might have used in the past. And so this is kind of the same result as that. We're just letting that pigment bleed into the linen. Isn't that cool? I'm going to set it aside and let it dry, and it will flatten out a little bit. To make sure that I get it nice and flat, I do think I will stick a large acrylic block on here. And I'm going to set it on my little mat, my little silicone mat there, and we'll just let that go. No, not too bad. Last time I did that, I spritzed more blue on my hand than I did on the card. Okay, so while that's drying, let's do our little songbird. So I tried a couple different techniques with the songbird. I tried just punching it out of paper, and then I tried stamping it and punching it. I think I liked stamping it and punching it with the punch better. I mean, they have a different look. If you're gonna just punch it out of the paper, you won't have that little bit of a white edge around it. So maybe if you're not a fan of that white edge, you may want to just punch from the Tahitian blue or Tahitian Tide blue cardstock. I think though I'm gonna stamp this in again. Just gonna, I don't know. I think that a little bit of white, maybe it's just because of the way I made this card, it helps the little guy stand out a little bit better. And I'm just gonna stamp him right there in the center. And I forgot to wet my still wet enough, I got it clean. Yay! Alright, that. And I need a little wing. This was the other part of playing around with the stamp set when I first got it, was testing to see what all these little bits and pieces did, where they went. And I'm horrible at trying to line this up so that they'll all get into my punch at the same time, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to punch them separately. I think I have something on my stamp there. There's a little goober in the middle of his wing. Let's do that again. Better, kinda. I don't know what that is. What do I have on there? A little chamois. Clean that off. I can try one more. That's better. I don't know what was sticky on there. Probably a glue dot or something. So I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to new subscribers. I'm happy to have you here. And welcome back to those of you who follow me along. I did not stamp the beak. I just punched that out of some pumpkin pie. And, oh, let's do our little bird nest. Oh, I guess we can, oh, no. I'm getting ahead of myself here. For his belly, I was going to use Daffodil Delight. And guess what ink pad I don't have? I don't have a Daffodil Delight ink pad. That was just craziness. So what I did was I took a little piece of Daffodil Delight cardstock and I punched his belly out, and then I used my blends. I'm trying to remember why. Oh, because I was playing with flowers on another design I was working on, and because I didn't have the Daffodil Delight ink pad, I was using my marker to color in and stamp the little flowers. That's what that was. Okay, so let me just use a little bit of the light Daffodil Delight, and I added a little bit of coloring to the bottom of the belly, and then just a little bit more of the dark Daffodil Delight along the bottom, and then blended it together. You're not going to see a whole lot of this anyways, because our little songbird is going to sit in his nest, so his belly is kind of hidden, but kind of makes up for not having the ink pad. Alright, that'll be his little yellow belly. While I have my basic white scrap paper here, I'm using Welcome because I thought this little guy would be wonderful, I can talk straight, for a new baby. Now if you were doing this, I guess I could do this in pink. I could do my greeting in pink if I'm doing a girl card. I wonder if I should. I made my flowers pink on that, but I did my greeting in the Tahitian Tide. Just keep going the way I did the first one. And yes, I'm going to say Tahitian Tide 100 times because I'm trying to get myself used to saying the new colors. Okay. So what else do I have to have here before we start cutting and punching and stamping and all the good stuff? Those up there. All right, let's get our little punch now. Oh, I'll have to cut some of this off for sure. There's no way Mr. Birdie's going to fit into that punch with that big bottom. And I'll just line him up here. Oh, I can't believe the weather. It's so beautiful. I just want it to stay. Am I going to cut my little wing part off there? I hope not. Okay, here's my little birdie. There's my wing. Let's get my little wing cut out. And where'd you go? There you are. Flew away. My wing flew away. And then out of a scrap of pumpkin pie, I just punched his little beak. There we go. Now, because I was using the little songbird punch, I guess I got into puncharama mode. Huh? And I decided that, excuse me, the flowers that I wanted to add to my card, I also wanted to use a punch. If you do not have, I don't have it anymore either because it's right there in front of me, the little mini flower punch, there are so many die sets out there that have small flowers, and oh, I left them over on my photo thing. And I may as well grab it and show you. I considered using these flowers on my card, but I didn't want just an outline of a card. I wanted a solid flower or an outline of a flower. So this was from the many layered blossom dies. If you have your stamp set of blossoms in bloom, you could get little flowers out of there. I think if I were going to do that, I probably would stamp them and then use the dies to cut them out. But by the time I got done looking and looking and looking for a die set, and I know I have them here, that makes little flowers, I was thinking, why don't you just use your punch and cut the flowers out. So, or I think, well, the daisy punch might be a little bit big. You might not want to use your daisy punch. And I know that this particular one is no longer available. Actually, I think I have a spare, and I may add that in on my little sale page on my website. And I just punched out 3 small flowers. I also had a punch that punches out leaves. Any kind of a little leaf die or a leaf punch that you have will work. I cut 2 of these out of soft succulent. And don't forget, when you use your punches or your dies, for example, the other day we used, out of the honeybee set, we were using these leaf dies, and on the one side I wanted an extra reed of the leaf. So I just snipped it off. You don't have to leave everything all in one piece. And that's what we're going to do on here too with the leaves, because in my top flower, I only want one little leaf up there. So I'm just going to snip it off. So don't be afraid to alter. You know, nothing is written in stone. You're allowed to spruce your cards up and change things around and make them the way you want to, and make it your own. Use your imagination and, ooh, look at that one. Really, really, really blossomed out. I like that. I don't know, maybe not everybody likes that. I do. Okay. Anywho, then back to our, let's get all the cutting done first. Oh, no, I still have not. Can you tell I'm still not like completely here today? I used a piece of crumb cake cardstock and some crumb cake ink. I'll lose this little belly there. And stamped my bird nest. Perfect. Little fuzzies in there. That's going to be bad. We'll end up, just like I did with the wing, having something make little marks on my stamped images. I don't want that. Yeah, there's a cute branch and flowers in this stamp set. That's what I was using the Daffodil Delight marker to do. I was making little flowers with that, but there is not a punch or die for that small flower, and I kind of wanted to make it a little bit more dimensional. That's why I was looking through all of my dies for something a little bit small like that I could use on this card. And then I'm just going to fussy cut around because the nest does not have a die either. And because it's so small, I just thought this was something that I would be able to fussy cut quickly and not take up too much time. And we all know how I feel about fussy cutting. Not my favorite thing. If there is a die that coordinates with my stamp, I'm going to use the die. But there isn't on this, and so I'll manage. Didn't take long at all, did it? Okay, what else do I need now? We have our welcome, so I need to die cut that out. This is what I was using, the new label dies. And this is Fabulous Frames. And I just took this very teeny tiny small frame. Oh, let's move some of this stuff out of the way now so I can cut my... And we're going to do a little shaky here. Sorry. I know that's always horrible when I shake the camera. I just don't always like to have everything die cut before we start because it seems like it's almost too planned out, and heaven knows I don't like to plan things too far in advance. Oh, it moved. Stay there. Don't move. Are you straight? No. Quit moving. Quit moving. Thank you. Stay there. So there are some beautiful bundles coming out. Some stamps and dies and stuff. You should have gotten, my customers should have gotten your catalogs by now. If you didn't, please let me know. If you don't have a demonstrator or you don't have one of the new catalogs, that will be available until April of 2023. Is it? This one? Yep. Let me know and I can get one of those out to you. Be happy to have you join our little paper crafting fun group here. Stick these back in my case so I don't lose any. I don't want to lose them right off the bat. I'm anxious to try these little corners and see how those come out too. Lots of fun to be had. And that was one reason I had to convince myself that I really didn't need to get all of the new stamp sets at once, because I can't use them all at once. All right, I think we're ready to start putting the card together. Looks like. Okay, so the linen paper is an adhesive back paper. And this is the part that I had a hard time with, was getting this on my cardstock straight. I'm wondering if I just, ooh, it's gooey now because I got it wet. Darn it. And if I don't push this down firmly, I can move it around a little bit and adjust it. Especially because it is wet. Caca. The card that I did the other day, I actually used tear tape, the double-sided tape, and adhered it with that. See, it does stretch a little bit. That's making it crooked. So if you're going to be really particular about your card being exactly straight, you might want to try to get the same effect just on your basic white cardstock. I don't think it will bleed out into the cardstock the same way it's doing on the linen. But if you don't like, oh my goodness, I'm not liking this. I don't like how it's being so crooked. Quit. Oh, I think I'm going to have to go pull my door shut too. I think hubby's coming back in from cutting grass, and heaven only knows how noisy we're going to get here in a minute. Okay, that'll save us a little bit anyway. Boy, look how crooked I am being. The struggle is real, friends. It is real. Oh my gosh, look how crooked. I don't like that. I'm not going to have any ink or any glue left on here whatsoever. Darn it. Okay, I have another idea, because I am not going to waste this. This is too pretty. I need a piece of basic white. This will do. And I'm just going to stick this on here. When there's a will, there's a way. Make a nice straight edge on one side. And trim it up. There we go. What's this end up being? This is 3 3/4 by 5. That's fine anyways, because that is the next size down measurements that you would use on a card. Lovely. That will work just fine. Let's add some glue to the back of this now that I have it glued onto cardstock. center that on our card. Oh, that works a whole lot better. Good grief. Much better than struggling through with, get my fingers off there, than the adhesive on the back of the linen paper. Yeah, much better. Okay, now, I didn't cut out my little frame, did I? Oh, we did. I guess we didn't. All right. This is that other frame. And I'm thinking this fit into the mini cut and emboss when I tried it, but what was it? The frame hung over the edge of the cardstock just a tad when I was putting that in there. And so I'm just going to use my full-size cut and emboss. Get this through. I'm sorry, shaking the camera. I know. Sorry. And here's what I meant about it cutting out the inside as well as the frame. Now I'll keep these little inside pieces. They're perfect. Great for stamping any kind of a greeting on there, adding to the front of our card. All right. I'm going to center this in the middle of my little blue sunbursty linen paper, and just use a fine tip glue pen or glue bottle. This is a very narrow frame on the sides. Makes kind of a cute little frame around our bird. And then we have to put our birdie together. Oh, he needs some eyes, doesn't he? So the stamp set comes with a couple of different options. I use just the little dots for eyes. We have the little crescent-shaped eyes, which could be stamped either up or down. Let's just get some Memento Tuxedo black ink here. And I will show you what we can do. We can either, see, these are the two little dots, obviously. Okay. Or we have, oh, where are you? I can't see. Over there. I've got the little leaves. Where we can put little eyes on there that are like happy looking eyes, or we can stamp them upside down and make them a little bit thoughtful or sleepy eyes, depending on what kind of what expression you're wanting your little birdie to have. I think I'm just going to go with my little dots again. And, whoop, on there. And I kept his eyes a little bit close to where his beak is. Bit of an angle. Add our little beak. And his belly. I'll add his wing here too in just a second. didn't think I had that much glue on there. It's kind of squished out a little. Little belly along the bottom. There we go. And I need his wing. I know the belly goes down below the, well, I guess you can still see the white border there a little bit, but really it's not going to matter either way because we're going to set him inside his little nest. And so I just added a little bead of glue at the top of my nest. And then set my little bird in there. I thought he looked like he was happy. Boy, it is a little warm in here. And then where did I put my dimensionals? Oh, right there. Oh, I've used almost all of that sheet. I'll be darned. Let's grab some more. Oh, minis. It's alright, I need that too, I think. Oh, are these the big ones? I've got mini dimensionals everywhere. Minis. Yep. Alright. Yep, that's what we're going to do then. I have another case of them down underneath there, but I'm not going to dig them out right now. I would use these anyway, so I may as well just use them on the back of my little songbird. This video is for Monday, and so I'm actually doing this on Saturday afternoon. So Lord, oh, I said it was warm up here. That's what made me think of that. By Monday, I'm not quite sure what the weather's supposed to be here. I know towards the middle of next week we're going to get back into being cold, so. Because if it was cold on Monday and you're watching this, you probably, oh my God, what is she talking about? It's not hot. But it is today. Ramping us up for summertime. Can't wait. I love it to be nice outside. It's so hard not to go out there and start putting plants in the ground, but that would be very dangerous right now. I know that. It's a little early, just a little bit too early. Okay, add a little welcome on the top here. I guess I could just use a strip of this also to make that too long. Oh, doggy's gonna start barking. Come on, come on, there we go. My little birdie's saying welcome. And I tried to line, am I on the camera? Oh, good Lord, I'm not. I tried to line this up with my center of welcome. In the center of the scallop. I guess I could have moved him down just a tad. Oh, he's up there a little high. Alright. Let's get a little one of these leaves. That's going to go up here, and my 3 leaves, and I don't want that stem sticking out, is going to go down here. Glue those on. And And then we will get our little pink flowers ready, or yellow, or purple, or whatever color you've decided to make your flower. And what I like to do, if I have just a solid shaped flower, such as this one from the punch, I use my little piercing mat, and I just had it. Where'd it go? My little pokey tool, and just press into the middle of my flower. It gives it a little bit of dimension. I really shouldn't glue on here. I want to get glue on that mat. Actually, this could be welcome spring, not even welcome baby. It could be welcome spring. We're so happy to have nice weather. But you could have whatever greeting you want to. You know, this has welcome, congratulations. You've got something to celebrate. So happy you're here. It's your special day. A little bird told me. A little note of thanks. Lots of fun stuff. Okay, and because I have not gotten the new in color stones or anything, and you know in your catalog you can see that you can get all kinds of gemstones and little flowers. Actually, there's some cute little flowers. What's that one from? Oh, I was sewing. Yeah, same. Did I not put that back in my glue bottle? Anywho, you have lots of options to pick out of that new catalog to add to your little flowers. Or you can, actually, there are some little resin flowers, I believe, in the new catalog. I think that'll probably be one of the next order items for me. And so there is your little sweet songbird. I have a lot less splatter on my first one than on my second one. I don't know which one you like better. You like it with more splatter in the back or less splatter in the back? Either way, he's a cutie patootie. I will get to use that one for sure. And that is Sweet Songbirds and the Songbird Punch. Look for that in your new annual catalog that you should have now. And so a couple of the items, let me get through these really quickly. I don't know how long I've been on here. Boom. I don't know. Where does it tell me how long my video is? All right, well, we won't take too long here. I'm going to show you some of these items. And as I said, I do have a nice list of these that I'm going to add to my website. So, for example, this is Dino Days. And even if these have been used, and you can see I used red ink because red does tend to stain the stamps, they still stamp wonderfully. All of the stamps and dies are accounted for. I will have Last a Lifetime. And this also has a coordinating Lasting Elegance dies. Always cute. But again, it's not one that I have used for a while, and so we need to make some room. Label Me Bold. More Than Words. Flight of Fancy. I do have some older sets that I'll have out there. And I will also note whether they are a new or used stamp set. Some of them are new. I had them left over from classes. Feels Like Home. I think I used that one once. Giggle Greetings. It's a fun stamp set also. Garden birdhouses. I did use that one several times. Friends are like seashells. This one I really didn't use a lot. I don't know why. But I have quite a few of these, and like I said, I will make a list. I'll add them to my website. If you have questions or you are interested in any of the sets that I add out there, you can email me and let me know what you're interested in. The price of the stamp set is going to include tax, but I will charge shipping, and so once you've made your order, I can combine items to make shipping a little less. I will get the total cost with the item and shipping, and then invoice you either through PayPal or Venmo. You can let me know which is the best way that you would like to pay for your items. And then once I receive payment, I will send those stamp sets and dies out to you pronto. Yeah, and then you can start using them and crafting your own cards. Send out some smiles and make people happy. Yeah, sounds like a good deal. And I do have some on my Etsy shop, but I gotta tell you, and you've probably heard other crafters mention that the new fees and stuff that Etsy is adding to their platform just makes it very hard for any crafter to sell anything on there and have any kind of a profit. So that's why I thought I would just go ahead and give it a go on my website, see how it works, and might be a little bit easier for all of us. I had one gal tell me that she would have gotten more, but my prices were too high. She's like to make more than $1 a stamp set, you know. But you're welcome to shop around. So, anywho, check that out, and they will be on the Boho Stamper website. I will try to have those all listed this weekend, so after my video Monday, you would be able to go out and view them. That's it, guys. Have a great week. Hopefully, I'll be back Friday. Thursday, I actually have a Stampin' Up on tour, and I might learn some new techniques to use my sweet songbirds with. I heard there's a really great video that shows some ideas for him, and then I will share those with you on Friday if I get any more info. Until then, thanks for being with me, and I'll see you then. Bye, everyone.